Today's mod is both functional, practical, and gives you safety benefits both on the road and off-road. And trust me when I say, you will love it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic weekend. If this is your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing if you love everything related to Tacomas. Before we jump right in with the mod, in my last video, I mentioned I was trying a higher resolution setting on the GoPro, which it recorded it in 2.7K at 60 frames per second, but the editing software I use, I forgot to update the settings on that, so it saved it in regular 1080p. So for this video, I am aware of that, so hopefully when I save it, when you actually watch it on YouTube, you can select the higher HD settings. So if you notice a difference in that, please let me know. My GoPro also does 4K settings, but that really depletes the battery quickly, so I'm trying, this is like the middle of the highest HD settings, which still gives me a good battery life. So comment below, let me know what you think of the video quality for this video. Alright everybody, today we are installing, these are the Toro 1 2-axis mirrors, which just like it sounds like, as opposed to the regular stock Tacoma mirrors that is just one piece of glass. This is a large piece of glass obviously, and then you actually have two choices where you want the adjustable piece. I already have one installed on my passenger side just to do a test fit before recording the video. You can see this is the part right here that moves independently of the main glass. So the function of this I'm primarily going to be using it with. Of course you can use it for blind spot when you're in traffic, but I am going to use it. You can see you can push it down, you can push it wide. You can use this off-road to sort of self-spot yourself, so you can see, put it down on the ground, where if you have the main part of the glass sort of angled down towards the ground, you can put this one sort of at a more wide angle so you can see any extra rocks and branches out here that might be getting ready to give you a nightmare, or like a pothole. Not a pothole if you're off-road obviously, but a ditch or anything like that. If you guys are like me, just having that extra sense of security off-road makes you feel so much better, safe with your truck, even though sometimes the damage is unavoidable, but wherever we can limit it, that's good in my book. I went with the lower corner option, which is this part you can adjust. They also make one where the main glass is here and the adjustable part is a side slice that goes up vertically, so you can adjust that in and out. And incidentally, these are sold individually, so if you wanted, you could mix and match and do the corner part on one side and the other side you could do the other one, so you could always go that route if you so desired. If you are interested in grabbing a set of these for yourself, check out spottermirror.com. They do have a ton of options for other vehicles, not just Toyota, so if you have a daily driver of a different brand, you can get those for your daily driver as well. And here is the mirror I'm going to install for you in just a second in the box. It's a little afternoon, so I'm trying to get this so the flash of the sun doesn't blind us all, but another cool feature of these is they are heated mirror compatible. I don't know if you can see it on camera, the little heated mirror sort of icon right there in the corner, and I know a bunch of you have been wanting me to do the heated mirror mod, so if I do that in the future, which you probably know I will at some point, it'll make that just that much easier since it already is pre-plugged for that. And when you flip it over here in the corner, you can see are the plugs for the heated wire connections. Also, while we're looking at the back, you can see this is a direct replacement for the entire glass piece and I guess like the plastic panel that it mounts on. When comparing this to the factory one, everything lines up perfectly. I just showed you I installed the passenger side, and it is a super easy install, which we will go over right now. And just a few basic tools needed to do this install. You will need either some blue painter's tape like I have. I always seem to have a ton of this laying around, or just regular masking tape. I thought I could get away with using some of these pry bars, but it is definitely easier to use a long flathead screwdriver to pop the old mirror off. Regardless, you should have a set of these anyway for working on your Tacoma, getting those interior trim pieces off. A set of gloves to protect your hands in the nasty event that the glass breaks when you are removing the old mirror, and a clean microfiber cloth just to clean the glass when you're done. As always, links for all this stuff down in the description below. Step one for the install, you are going to take your blue painter's tape or masking tape, whatever you're using, and just put a few strips right here along the bottom so you don't scratch the plastic finish when you are popping the factory glass off. course, it is easier if you go ahead and move that so you have as big a gap as possible under here to get the tape on there. With your safety gloves on, just in case the glass breaks, you do not want to slice yourself up real nice.
Slice them up real nice.
Go ahead and take your long flathead screwdriver, and you are just going to pop the two tabs loose. They're about right here, maybe about an inch in from where the bottom of the glass sort of curves in. So you are just going to take this back here. You're going to get it underneath the black plastic piece that the glass is actually sitting on. Once you have the screwdriver in place, just make sure you are prying from the correct spot. And of course, it shouldn't pop free and drop to the ground because there are two hooks on the top that keep that from happening. But in case you are using too much force and that happens, just sort of support the top and be ready to catch it just in case. I will say you do have to pry with some force, and you'll probably feel like you're going to break this, but I did not have an issue with the other side. When it pops, it is sort of frightening and you might jump a little, but just be prepared for it so you don't drop the glass. Also, when you're prying, when you have enough room to actually look under here, there is a white piece. You do not want to pry underneath that. That is the actual part where the mounting plate goes. So you want to get the screwdriver up right against that and pry from there. Do not pry off the white mounting piece under here.
What do I have to talk dirty to you?
Once you get that pop, you sort of just shimmy it from side to side up and over those hooks. Maybe push it in just a little bit. This part is sort of hard to do since that's sort of sunken back in there, but it is just like a bar held by a hook, and you'll be able to get that off. And here is what the inside of the housing looks like. This is the white part. I told you make sure you don't get the screwdriver under there and pop that because that will break easily. You want to get it right under here if that's going to show up on camera. There's like a little ledge right here that you want to pop on that. Here are the top two brackets where these hooks, when we reinstall it, they will actually slide under those and then down, and you just press everything in and you're good to go. And of course, at this point, you can go ahead and take that tape off.
No! You son of a...
And before I slap the new mirror on, here is the new mirror on the right side compared to the OEM mirror on the left. You notice these two metal tabs right here on the factory mirror. You will not be reusing these on the new mirror because you can see where they mount. There is no equivalent piece over here, so this one will in fact just pop on without those two brackets. Now to install the new mirror, just a few things. When you are pushing this into place, make sure you only push around the perimeter. Do not push right in the middle because you will risk breaking the glass. Again, just have your safety gloves on just in case. You will take these two hooks right here, get them lined up under the two tabs right there, and then pivot this down and just push the bottom of it until it snaps into place. And once you get the glass firmly in there, just give it a little shake just to make sure those two tabs on the bottom did attach. Go ahead and get a clean microfiber towel and wipe all your disgusting fingerprints off the glass. Make it nice and pretty. And we are going to put the key in the ignition just to make sure the motor that moves the glass around is working okay and everything's good to go. You can see the entire mirror is moving with the switch on the inside of the truck. So now all you got to do, just get the main glass set where you want it, and then you can move the side piece by hand. Of course, if you're just driving around in traffic generally and you just want the full flat mirror, you can just keep that side piece flat, but better to angle it out just a little bit so you get that blind spot for all those ridiculous drivers out on the road. Here's a quick shot for you guys just to show it off. On the inside, of course, I'm sitting in the driver's seat. Looking at the bottom corner, I'm just going to sort of zoom in so you can see, since it is a little small on camera. I can clearly see, and this is just angling this bottom piece down just a little bit since it is like a wide angle. I can clearly see my rear tire and the kickout on my slider, which is ideal for the trail, so I know exactly how close I am to getting something hit. And of course, and if you just slide this in, you can see all of your slider out. You can see more out that way, so already loving the new spotter mirror mod. All right, everybody, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe because I have a ton of maintenance and spring cleaning Tacoma related videos since the weather is getting ready to warm up. I am positive you guys will enjoy all of those. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.